We know a push or a pull is called a force. A single force never exists in nature. Forces always come into play in pair. It is different matter that they exert on different bodies. For example, when we apply a force on a book, the book also applies an equal and opposite force on our fingers. Another example is when we throw a ball into sky, earth attracts ball due to which it comes down. But ball also attracts earth in upward direction. Now we know single force never comes into play in nature. So for analysis we study forces acting on the particular body at a time. For example, when we study about motion of ball which has thrown into sky, we study the forces acting on the ball, not the force acting on the earth by the ball. A force can be applied by a body on another body by making contact or without contact. For example, magnetic forces and electrostatic forces are non-contact forces. We can study the effect of a force on an object, but sometimes the appearing effect on the object is the effect of all forces acting on the object or effect of resultant force. When we apply a force on a book, frictional force comes into play. It starts moving, but it is not only due to the applied force, but it is due to the resultant of applied and frictional forces. Sometimes frictional force, which is opposite to applied force, is equal to applied force. Then object does not move. So if we are applying a force on an object and there is no change in the state of motion, then there must be other forces which are opposite and equal to the applied force. Thus we see that only resultant force can change the state of motion. But what happens when there are two equal and opposite forces act on a body? If a body is soft, two equal and opposite forces change its shape. It means that a single force acting on a body can't change the shape. But when body is hard, the particles of hard body apply equal and opposite forces on the bodies of both sides which are applying forces on hard body. It is also done by soft body but after deformation of shape.